Hello, my sweet friends, and welcome. I am Cassandra. I am so excited that you are here. I encourage you to go ahead and change into something super duper comfy. Get something to sit on, like a pillow or a blanket or a rolled up towel. We are going to be using this today to kind of lift our hips up a little bit. So I have my blanket super duper folded in half. So go ahead and place that wherever you are going to sit, and then come on forward. If you want to start sitting back on your heels, you can. If you prefer a cross-legged position, that works as well. Doesn't really matter to begin. The important thing is that your spine is lifted, you are comfortable and ready to be still. So let's rest our hands on our thighs or our knees. And go ahead and tune into the breathing, noticing the temperature, the quality, the speed, the sound. And can you go ahead and deepen your breath, making your inhales for about 5 or 6 seconds, and then your exhales for about 6 or 7 seconds. So in order to signal to the nervous system that we are ready to rest, we want to make our exhale longer than the inhale, even if it's just for 1 second. So the inhale around 5 or 6 seconds and the exhale around 7 or 8 seconds seems to be a really good spot. And as soon as your mind begins to wander, just come back to the breath as your anchor, really anchoring you into the present moment. So when you're ready, if you are sitting on your knees like I am, you're going to shift forward and sit in a comfortable cross-legged position. So you can come through hands and knees and tabletop, cross the ankles, sit the hips back. So you want your tush up on the blanket. The knees and the feet are off of the pillow or the blanket. Go ahead and rest the hands down. Feel nice and grounded, sitting up tall, maybe rolling the shoulders up, back, and down a few times. When we sit up nice and tall, we give our lungs and our diaphragm all the space that they need to inhale completely. All right, let's go ahead and move into stillness again, and we're going to bring the right foot in front of the left. So feet stay kind of crossed. They are not stacked on top of each other. One is in front of the other. We're going to fold forward. So left foot is in close, right foot is in forward, in front. Hands come out to the side. Nice tall spine, big inhale. And then exhale, you're just going to walk it forward. So this might be enough. You just stay here on your fingertips. Or if you want to, you can kind of begin wiggling the hips as you fold from the hip hinges. You can rest your head on a pillow, a blanket, a block, stacked fists, stacked hands. You can even reach your arms forward and rest your head down on the bed. So you want to be comfortable so you can breathe deeply here. And if the stretch is too strong, you might not be able to breathe nice and slowly. So you might want to back up a little bit. Feeling the stretch in the right glute. And just allowing the entire body to melt into the bed. Go ahead and walk yourself back up. Sit up nice and tall. And we're just going to switch sides. Left foot in front, right is closer. Sit up tall to begin. Then exhale, hands come to the side. Maybe start walking them in front, maybe coming all the way down. So continue to shift your hips, maybe moving that blanket out from under you, whatever you need to do. Allow your body to sink into the bed. Nice, long, slow, deep breathing here. Coming back to the breath whenever your mind begins to wander. And then on your next exhale, just walking yourself back up, sit up nice and tall. And we're going to take the soles of the feet to the bed, our hands behind us, just to kind of counter the folding forward by lifting our hips up. So hands come behind you, soles of the feet down to the bed, and you're just going to press into your heels, lifting your hips up, maybe dropping the head back. Maybe shaking the hips left and right. All right, lowering the hips. Beautiful. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to stretch out our right leg nice and long. Left foot stays in. So here the leg can either be at an angle to the side or it can be in front of you. So just play with both of those, see what feels best. We're going to begin by sitting up nice and tall, maybe rolling the shoulders up, back and down, and then exhale, we're going to fold forward. So on the fingertips again, maybe just here is beautiful for you. If you want to go deeper, you're just going to start walking your hands down. Point and flex the foot. Just notice how deeply you want to go. Dropping the head completely if you'd like. Nice, long, smooth breaths in and out of the nose. If you feel uncomfortable, go ahead and move around a little bit so you feel like you can take full deep breaths in this stretch. Maybe playing with pointing and flexing the right foot here. And then on the exhale, come up. And to counter this stretch, we're going to take our left hand behind our left glute. We're going to press up into, so press into the right heel and the left knee. Right arm comes up. So press into the right heel, press into the left knee, press into the left hand. We're just doing a little stargazer here. Maybe drawing circles with the right wrist. Nice, slow, deep breaths. Opening the belly, the chest, the throat. this is uncomfortable, you can lower your hips down and then come back up into it. Or maybe just staying here and continuing to breathe slowly. And then when you feel complete, go ahead and come all the way down. And we're going to switch sides. So our right foot comes in, left foot comes out. Again, play with the angle. Maybe the foot is out to the left. Maybe it's in front of you. Adjust the seat, sit up nice and tall, inhaling, maybe stretching the arms up, lengthening through the spine. Then exhale, we're going to walk our hands forward or just fold here. Remembering that both the stretching and the breathing are what help us sleep deeply. We do not want to sacrifice one for the other. So if your breathing is pretty fast and labored, go ahead and back off the stretch just a tad. You can feel the stretch in the back of the leg, hamstring and calf. Maybe pointing the toes, you can feel it in your shin. If you flex the foot, you'll feel it more deeply in the back of the leg. When your mind begins to wander, just coming back to the breath, allowing the breath to anchor you in the present moment. Nice and slowly rolling up. Right hand comes behind the right glute. Left arm comes up, and we're going to press into the left heel, the right knee in the right hand for Stargazer. Maybe drawing circles with the left wrist. Opening the belly and the chest, taking very deep breaths here. Again, if this is too intense, go ahead and set the hips down. Readjust yourself and maybe press yourself back up for one more Stargazer. Exhaling back to seated when you are ready. Beautiful. All right, let's take our legs nice and wide now. So hips can stay up on the blanket if that felt good. Just bringing the hips up, straddling the legs as wide as feels comfortable. So this does not need to be super wide here. You can be more narrow and then play with the width as we go. So let's start kind of medium, not too wide, not too narrow. Inhale, roll the shoulders up, back and down. Chest is nice and tall. Feet are flexed. Exhale, forward fold. So if you want to, you can play with pointing and flexing the feet. I just happen to be at the edge of my bed, so I can grip the edge and kind of pull myself down. If you're in bed with a partner, you can maybe grab hands, or they can press very gently on your upper back. Pointing and flexing the feet. And if you want to play with opening the legs a little bit, you can do that. Just come up, maybe open the legs, press your hips forward, and then come down again. And that stretch comes up to the inner thighs at this point. So I should have mentioned maybe resting on the forearms, the hands, resting the head on a pillow or a prop, or just resting your chest and your head down on the bed, breathing deeply. To take care of your knees here, you can flex the feet. To take care of the knees, flex the feet. And just play with sitting up a little bit, noticing how it feels, maybe pointing and flexing the feet. And then when you're ready, just coming back up to seated, stretching the feet long in front of us this time. Maybe beginning by pointing the toes, sitting up nice and tall. Let's reach the arms up again, interlace the fingers, pressing the palms of the hands up towards the ceiling, and then exhale, fold forward. Hands can rest on the bed, on the shins. They can wrap around your feet, whatever feels best. So again, what helps us sleep deeply is the breath and the stretching. So if you stretch too far, sometimes the breath is slow and labored. Just back off the stretch a little bit and see if you can breathe more deeply. When you're ready, go ahead and roll up. We're going to bring the soles of the feet together. Hands come behind your hips, and we're going to press our hips up to counter this stretch. So you just press into the outer edges of the feet, lifting the tush up just a little. Lower yourself down. Press your feet away from your hips just a little. We're going to fold forward and butterfly. So here, hold on to the ankles, sit up nice and tall. And I like to lace my hands under my shins as I fold forward, just so I can get a little bit of leverage to move more deeply into this fold. Your hands might stay on the bed. Nice straight spine, or you can round your spine, bringing your chin to your chest, allowing the weight of your head to drop down. Relaxing the muscles of the forehead, eyebrows, eyes, jaw. Breathing deeply here. Rolling up when you feel ready. Let's just finish together in a comfortable cross-legged position, taking 3 deep breaths. Hands can rest on the knees or the thighs. Sit up nice and tall, shoulders up, back, and down. Inhaling through the nose. Open mouth, big exhale. 2 more. Big inhale. A big exhale. Final breath. Biggest breath you've taken in all day. Fill the lungs. Keep sipping in the air. Sip, 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 sip in. Exhale, sigh it out. Thank you, friends, so much. I hope that was enjoyable for you. Please let me know what you like and what you don't like, and I will see you next time. Thank you. Bye.